Hello, editing Caitlin coming to you live before we start this video. I just want to say hello if you're new, and if you don't care at all about my health update, then you can skip to this time right here and we'll start talking about knitting things. So yeah, that's it. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name is Caitlin, and I make content about crafting and wellness and a bunch of other random stuff that I like and am interested in. It's Friday morning. I have a headache. Welcome. It's been a while. I last posted at the very beginning of September talking about my experience. Sorry, I'm like shedding hair because I just washed my hair. My experience removing my Mirena IUD, and I have a little bit of a health update. The original plan was that I was going to make a video like every week of my little reset, my hormonal reset. However, as I was filming it, I realized that it was pretty boring, so I just stopped because I only want to put content out there that I would watch also, and it was just not something that I would have watched. So I just kind of stopped. But I've completed my month reset. I wasn't as strict with the diet as I had originally planned. So basically the diet was completely anti-inflammatory, which I stuck to for the most part. The only thing is, because I've been living such a vegetarian lifestyle, I didn't want to incorporate too much meat back into my diet. I did incorporate some, mostly chicken and like beef bone broth, but other than that it was still pretty vegetarian, so it's kind of hard when you're not supposed to be eating soy. I didn't have any soy, but some of the like grains, gluten situation, I didn't stick to completely. That was basically the only thing that I really deviated from when it came to the actual diet of it. Do I think it helped? Yes, I do. Basically, all of my symptoms that I had been experiencing while on the Mirena are gone for the most part. The main one being the pain, which was like horrific pain. I have been tracking pretty much all of my symptoms using the app called Flow, which I was using before I was on the Mirena, and I really liked it, so I started using it again. That app is like so spot on. It's a little bit crazy because it basically predicted my period returning. I think it was like 1 or 2 days off. But after being completely periodless for like a year, I thought that was pretty impressive. So my period did return, which I'm really excited about because when I came off Depot, I don't remember if I touched on this in my Mirena video, but when I came off Depot Provera, it took my period like 3 months to come back, or like something like that. So I wasn't expecting my period to kind of go back to normal right away. But it seems to have done that. I've had one since, for last month. And I think my next one is supposed to be like next week or something. But yeah, so that's exciting. I'm sorry if I'm looking down a lot. I've got my notes here so that I don't forget to say anything. As far as my mental health goes, I'm still working on improving that. However, I feel like that's going to just be an ongoing thing moving forward. I mean, it's not something that you can just like be good at, I think. I think everybody kind of has, it's peaks and valleys. So things have been going all right. I've been journaling a lot, which makes me excited because I'm actually going to finish this book probably by the end of the year. so I can start 2021 with a fresh new journal, which will be nice. I think I've had this one since like 2018. If you are interested in hearing about some of the recipes that I had been enjoying, that are like anti-inflammatory, that I discovered last month, that I will definitely be continuing to work into just my everyday life, let me know. I would love to share them. If you've been around here for a while, you know how much I do like making cooking videos, even though there are none on my channel right now because I am a serial unlister. I always unlist my videos. So there's that. 110%, I do not regret removing the Mirena IUD at all. So if you're thinking about it because you're experiencing similar symptoms to me, I would say go ahead and do it, because there are other versions of birth control out there that, because there are other options for birth control out there, and I don't think that like you suffering is worth it. I just don't. So that's my little spiel on my health update. Now on to what I really want this video to be about. So if you're following me on Instagram, you probably know that over the last few months, I've been a little bit obsessed with knitting, and something I've gotten really into is watching people's podcasts or like knitting vlogs here on YouTube. And I want to start one because I think that's fun and awesome. And I really want to connect with other knitters because I only know a couple people that actually knit. And I want more knitting friends so that I can like kind of geek out about yarn, and my friends that don't knit aren't gonna like get fucking sick and tired of me talking about yarn. Anyway, so that's kind of like what I want to do. So this is kind of going to be the first installment episode of my Knit With Me vlog series. So yeah, basically I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to split it up into like 3 or 4 sections. So I'm going to talk about my current projects. I'm going to talk about finished objects, content I have been creating too, and loose ends. So that's just kind of like extra bits. Now, I don't want this to solely be knitting. I think I need to think of a better name than Knit With Me, but that's what I'm sticking with for now, because eventually I'm changing up my office. This is very temporary at the moment. I'm like completely switching rooms in my place. So once everything is switched, I really hope that I will have a space for my sewing machine to be all set up so that I can get back into sewing and then hopefully doing some designing, which I'm very excited about. And I want to document it and share things with you guys. For today, let's just jump on in and I'll explain to you a little bit about what my current projects are. So at the moment, I am working on this cross-back sweater. I finished the back panel, which is this. Technically, it's a reversible sweater, so it's kind of more the front panel, the way that I'm going to wear it. However, the yarn that I'm using, which is Cascade Yarns Pima Cotton Ultra, I think it's Ultra Pima, I think that's what it's called, in Veiled Rose is the color. It's a little bit of a lighter weight yarn than the pattern recommended, and because I'm still sort of new at knitting, I figured that I was going to need to adjust the gauge, or like how many stitches were on the needle. And I may have gone a little bit overboard because it's extremely long. So I don't even think I'll be able to actually show you, but it's like extremely long. So it's going to be more of a dress on me, I think, but I'm not like super mad at that. This fabric turned out amazing. I'm like so excited to wear it because it's pretty soft. So that's kind of been my main project for the time being, but it's pretty dull because it's just a lot of stockinette stitch. So I've started working on one of the back panels now, or like the crisscross panels, but I'm kind of taking a little bit of a break. This is kind of moving forward. This is going to be what I knit when I'm winding down at the end of the day, and I just am, you know, watching a movie with my partner, or we're just like hanging out. So because it's a pretty mindless knit because it's just stockinette. However, I just cast this on yesterday, and it's my first time. Okay, I'll show it to you first. This is gonna be a present for somebody probably, so I'm like a little bit nervous about showing it on camera, just in case they see it, but whatever, I just won't say who it's for. I cast this on yesterday, and it's going to be a hat. It's my first time ever working brioche, or like trying to figure out 2-color brioche. And I'm actually just kind of going for it. I have learned the basics of what brioche stitching is, and I'm kind of drafting my own little pattern for a toque. So this is what it looks like so far. I am really liking how it's turning out. Okay, so if you don't know what brioche is, so you can see that it's like, I have a variegated yarn. This is Hedgehog Fibers DK Merino in Serengeti, which I've had for so long in my stash, but I only bought one skein of it because it's so expensive. And I bought this at the very beginning of my knitting journey because I thought it was pretty, but one skein is not really enough to make much. So I've kind of just been holding on to it. And I figured I would use it as the contrast color for this hat. And then the main color is this brown. This is Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino in Soft Cognac, which is 100% merino wool. And it's actually not, I'm pretty like sensitive when it comes to yarn. Like I do not like it to be scratchy at all. This is like, this will definitely keep you warm. I don't think it's going to be itchy though, which is great. So that's what I'm using. And yeah, so if you don't know what brioche is, you can see the contrast color here. It looks like 2x2 rib, but it's not. And so you can see the one color, the contrast color on this side, but then inside, it's a little bit messy because I'm still kind of learning. You can see just the one color, so it's kind of reversible. So this person will be able to wear the hat all brown with just like a little bit of the color poking through, or more of the color poking through, which I think is pretty neat. This is going to be pretty basic. I'm just going to continue with the basic brioche all the way up, and then I'll probably end it with a pom-pom of some sort. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a yarn pom-pom or if I'm going to go and get like a faux fur one, or figure out something else for the top, maybe like a tassel. But yeah, it's going to be pretty slouchy. And then once I finish knitting this one, I'm going to make it probably again in another color combination to test out a couple of different things to see how it goes. And I have like pattern notes that I'm writing, but I'll probably actually make it like a legit PDF. So if you want to learn how to knit brioche with like a little brioche hat, as you can see, I've kind of messed it up on this. This is the very beginning here. I don't know how I did this, but I did. So I'm trying to figure out, this is why I need to work out how it works before I put out a pattern. But so far so good for my first time working brioche. And I'll either end up keeping this hat for myself, or I will give it to the person that I originally set out to give it to. But if it ends up like, if this beginning kind of mess up ends up traveling all the way up the hat, I'll probably just keep this for myself, and I'll give them the nicer one that I've figured out my problem. If you do know what I did wrong here, please let me know down below or on Instagram, which is just my name. So that's that. Those are the two current projects that I have going on the needles. This is the first time I've ever had two knitting projects going at once, which is exciting. Yes, I like that one is a little bit more, I need to think about it a little bit more. As far as sewing goes, I've just been making masks. I have a ton cut out. They're sitting here, I'm not gonna grab them. I have so much fabric cut for masks, but I just need to sew them now. But I need projects that are not super boring. So until I need like a specific color mask to like match an outfit or something, I'm probably gonna leave the masks on the back burner. Although my mom said that she did want to have like a sewing day. Mom, if you're watching this, we need to plan our sewing day so that I can sew up those masks. Next on our list is finished objects. And because this is the first vlog, I'm gonna show you a project that I finished a few weeks ago. Oh god. But I'm like, sorry guys, but I'm super proud of it. And this, it's kind of got cotton fibers on it, is my Aquamarlite little jumper that I made over quarantine. I just finished it a couple weeks ago. I ended up knitting the sleeves in the spring and then I stopped, and I only finished it last month. So they have these like big bell sleeves, and I just did these like stripes. This is made with a mercerized cotton from, I don't remember the brand, but it's just like a cheap cotton, because this is the first time I've ever knit a sweater or anything that was like an actual wearable piece that's not like a scarf. So I was pretty happy with this. It's cropped. I have a couple of photos on, I think I have more than one photo on my Instagram of it. So if you want to see what it looks like on a body, that's where you can go do that. So this is the Aquamarlite pattern by Park and Knit on Ravelry, and I love it. I will definitely be knitting another one of these at some point, in probably a merino wool. And also I might end up doing the Aquamarlin, which is like a thicker, more stash busting one of the same design. So that's that. Also, I did this with no waist shaping. The next one I would probably do with waist shaping, just so that I can kind of see what the difference is, at least fit wise for myself, to see what I like better. So that's my finished object that I have to show you. Now for content that I have been creating too. So while we go into this, I'm actually going to start knitting this, since I did want to title this Knit With Me. So content I've been creating too. I have, since it's October, I have been really into all of the, spooky movies and whatnot. So I recently watched the Haunting of Bly Manor. Sorry, I need to remember what I'm doing here. There we go. So I recently watched The Haunting of Bly Manor, which I liked. It was not bad. It was good to knit to. It was not as scary as I kind of hoped it would be. And I have not watched The Haunting of Hill House yet, which is next on my list of things to watch. But I hear that that's a decent amount scarier. And I just like being a little spooked near Halloween. I don't know. I also watched Silence of the Lambs, which has been a fun thing to knit too. I was working on my pink sweater while I watched Silence of the Lambs, which I had never seen before, but I definitely really enjoyed it. So that's kind of what I've been knitting to. Also, I started rewatching Scandal from the very beginning. But other than that, I've been knitting a lot to podcasts here on YouTube. So I love knitting. I'm trying to remember usernames now. I love knitting. I don't remember her actual name. I'll put it here on the screen. But she just started her channel also, and has started doing a little knitting podcast, and I feel like her and I would be very good friends in real life, and we live decently close to each other since I'm on the mainland of Vancouver, and she is on one of the Gulf Islands, so that's not super duper far. So hi, if you're watching this, let's be friends, please. So I've been watching her a lot. The Sweet Georgia Yarns, so Felicia Lo Wong. I just recently found her channel because I've been living under a rock, and freaking love it. So I've been watching her Taking Back Friday vlog, as well as I've been checking out the School of Sweet Georgia, and been really enjoying that. I've also been really enjoying the Crimson Stitchery, who her vlog is also amazing, and she's quite inspiring. I don't know. I like vibe really well with her. So those are kind of the vlogs that I've been listening to or watching while I knit away. And yeah, so I'd love to hear what you guys have been creating to recently. Have you been watching any spooky shows or movies? Because I need to add some new ones to my watch list. Yeah, but I think that's... Oh, and also KnitLib. How could I forget KnitLib? I also think I would be very good friends with her in real life. So, hi, if you're watching. You're probably not. You're definitely not. So, I feel like watching these vlogs or these podcasts, I have found my type of person. Like, I have found my people. So, if you are one of my type of people, please let me know, because I want to be friends with all of you. Follow me on Instagram. We can like chat about yarn. So that's kind of all that I have for today. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say before I wrap this up. But loose ends, extra bits. There's not a whole lot going on for that today, since this is the very first episode. I'm sure as we go along, I will come across things to include here. But for now, I'm not really coming up with anything. So I think I will leave it here today. It's 25 minutes long, so I think that it's a good length to kind of start off. Let me know down below what you would like to see, or what topics you'd like me to touch on in these podcasts or vlogs. And yeah. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end of this video, I hope you liked it. If you liked this video, give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe down below if you haven't already. It really supports my channel. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. And that's it. I will see you later. Bye.